Hi class, in this video I'm going to be talking about interpolation versus extrapolation for graphs. So to start off, interpolation is when you want to find a value between two known points on a graph, and extrapolation is when you want to find a value that extends beyond the known points that you have on a graph. And these graphs are going to be, the ones that we're working with at least, are going to be linear. So again, think of interpolation as internal. It's a value between two known values that you have. And think of extrapolation as external. It's finding a value of something beyond the values that you currently have. So if I'm given this graph here, uh, which has a straight line, so it's a linear relation, I want to use interpolation to find the value now of y when x is 0.5. So right now what we do know is we know the value of x when sorry, we know the value of y when x is equal to 0. So when x equals to 0, according to this graph here, it's crossing this corner here. That's also my y-intercept. That's going to be y equals to 4. And if x equals to 1, it looks like y equals to 7. Okay, great. So what we're actually looking for is when x equals to 0.5, what is the value of y? That's what we're looking for. So we're going to use the interpolation for this. So when you're given this graph, first identify using a ruler, most likely the middle point where 0.5 is. Then take your ruler, draw all the way up to this line here. Then you want to just take the point that you have on this line and move it over to the y-axis. Now, if this is 6 right here, right, this value that you have is between 5 and 6. What does it look like? I don't know, maybe 5.4. Okay, well, if that's what you decide to choose when you measure, then you did it, you interpolated. So your answer for y now would be 5.4. Now, if you want a more accurate way to solve for this question, what you can do is you can form an equation. So recall that since this is a straight line, it would meet the criteria for the equation y equals to mx plus b. From the previous videos, you would know that m is your consistent pattern. So in this case here, you can also say m is your rise over run, right? So it looks like every time I go across by 1, I go up by 3, right? So you can say your m is going to be equal to 3. And we know my b is the value of y when x equals to 0, also known as the y-intercept, when wherever it crosses the y-intercept. So in this case, it crosses at y equals to 4, so we can say b equals to 4. So my equation would be y equals to 3x plus 4. Now, if you were to use this equation to solve more accurately the value of y when x is 0.5, just replace the x with 0.5 and solve. So instead of writing y equals to 3x plus 4, I'm going to write y equals to 3, replace x with 0.5, and then add 4. 3 times 0.5 is going to be 1.5, and 1.5 plus 4 is going to be 5.5. So the more accurate answer would be y equals to 5.5 instead of 5.4. It's still very close when you use interpolation. So unless you are able to easily form a equation from the linear relation here and solve for it that way, you can use interpolation to either get a quick estimate or to solve. Okay, now with this graph, we're going to use it to solve for extrapolation. So let's say I want to extrapolate what's the value of y when x equals to 4. So I have x equals to 4 here, and I don't know the dots yet. I have these dots. So what I can do is, since this is going to be a straight line, because it looks like my consistent pattern is anytime I move across by 2, I go up by 2, right? Or anytime I go across by 1, I go up by 1. So in this case, it has a consistent pattern of doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the points. I form a straight line. And I'm going to go from where my 4 is. I'm going to draw an arrow up. Okay, I identified where it is. And I just now draw a line all the way across to the y-axis. And wherever that line would be my value of y when x equals to 4. Looks like this is going to be 3. So this has to be 5 here. Okay, so yeah, it looks like when x equals to 4, then y equals to 5. So I found my value via extrapolation now. Again, if I wanted a more accurate answer, well, this answer is already pretty accurate. But if I wanted if I thought this answer wasn't accurate and I wanted a more accurate answer, because I know my consistent pattern seems to be when I go across by 2, I go up by 2. I can say my m is 2 over 2 because I rise by 2, go across by 2. So this is going to be just 1. I can say my slope or m value is 1. My b is my y-intercept. That is going to be, yeah, that'll be equal to 1 because it crosses this y-intercept here when at 1. So then I can say for y equals to mx plus b, I actually have y equals to just x plus 1. So if I were to replace x with 4 to solve here, I would have x would be now be 4, so I have 4 plus 1. Hence 4 plus 1 is 5, so y would equal to 5. So using the equation method, I would get the same answer as if I used extrapolation on the graph. So it's up to you which one you want to use. Again, a lot of times the equation method is a lot more accurate, but if you don't know how to form the equation or you just want a quick estimate, extrapolation is the way to go.